Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Good Morning PNG. Thanks for joining us. My co-host Shaz can't be with us this morning, but in her place, it's Ikea Pakop. Morning, Ikea.
Morning, Taz. I'm great, thanks. A special welcome, as always, to our live streaming viewers over the net. Morning. It's been a big week.
Absolutely, Alex. But firstly, morning to the panel. Meribatullo.
Morning. Good morning, everyone.
How's your week been?
Very busy. Great to be back here bright and early on a Saturday.
Again, normally I'd say morning to Ikea, but we've already done that. So.
Morning, Peter. You're looking fresh this morning.
Yeah, I've gone for the Tasman Samuel look. So.
Yeah. Now it's me. Huh?
Well,
firstly, morning Fishburn.
Morning, Richie. How's the weather looking?
It's going to be pretty rainy, I guess. I'm not really sure. I don't know why I'm here. It's too early.
All right, let's take the news, and here's Meribatullo.
All right, thanks, Taz. Good morning, everyone. Again, a total of 188 students graduated at the Australia Pacific Training College yesterday. They received certificates with Australian Standard Technical Skills. Australian High Commissioner to Papua New Guinea, Bruce Davis, stressed on the importance of technical and vocational skills. He said the program is an important part of education in regards to technical and vocational training. All the graduates received Australian technical qualifications in courses ranging from construction to engineering, tourism and leadership management. Senior statesman Semoy Ave also presented certificates to some of the graduates. Also yesterday, the Papua New Guinea University of Technology saw its 51st graduation. Up to 780 people attained prestigious awards, amongst them postgraduates and undergraduate certification, including those from the Unitec Daytech Learning Centre. Keynote speaker and Minister for Higher Education Pilani Ningi told them that the institution has a reputation of producing graduates that are able to compete in the world, and this has to be maintained.
Gives you the chance to make an outstanding success of your career and thus influence your personal and professional life.
Moving on, a cleaner, cheaper form of energy is expected to help Papua New Guinean households make the most of waste materials while keeping costs down. A new biogas project established at the University of Natural Resources and Environment in the East New Britain province is still in its infancy stage. At the UNRE, research is being carried out to determine if the gas is viable to be used in PNG as an alternative source of energy with multiple uses. It is a joint research between the UNRE, the Cocoa Board and the Australian National University. It is hoped this technology could one day be used across the country.
Domestic uses in cooking food at the house, boiling water, all that. And also you have the byproduct, which is the organic matter that comes out, fertilizing the crops. So it improves crop production very much in terms of organic matter from the byproduct.
And finally, there is a complete liquor ban in the Southern Highlands Province. Provincial Administrator Joseph Kajetan, who is the chairman of the Provincial Liquor Licence Commission, admitted errors in issuing licences to Kiburu Lodge and Clive Steel Club in Mendi. Kajetan said the Provincial Executive Council and the Provincial Assembly's decision to ban alcohol in the province still stands. The trading licences are being revoked and are now null and void. The ban covers hotels, taverns, clubs, wholesalers and retailers. Kajetan says police will arrest those smuggling or trading alcohol in the Southern Highlands Province. And that's it for news at 6 a.m. this morning. Back to you two.
The liquor ban, firstly, it was in Madang. That's been uplifted. Now we move to the Southern Highlands. Alcohol continues to rear its ugly head.
Yeah, it's a bit funny. Wherever you have liquor bans, people tend to turn to homebrew production. Yeah.
Well, that's the biggest challenge, the homebrew drinking and consumption.
And now for sports with Peter Pasol.
Thanks, Ikea. Firstly, in rugby league, the PNG Hunters head into today's Round 5 Intrust Super Cup clash with the North Devils in Brisbane, desperate to claim their first win of the 2019 season. Coach Michael Marum has rung the changes to his team, with Captain Adek Suara and Vice-Captain Moses Meninga the most notable forced change ruled out with injury. The other omissions from the team are Blender Babu, Stan Albert, Enoch Maki, and Wawa Paul. Joe Joshua, Mackenzie Ye, and Genie Ropp returned to the side after being stood down for a game on disciplinary grounds. The match will see the debuts of Jack Oy and Jerry Teme of off the bench, with Woods Kawage replacing Charlie Simon at hooker. Winger Brendan Gatuno is set to play his first game of the season after returning from a stint with the Penrith Panthers New South Wales Cup side. The Hunters have won 5 of 9 games against the Devils since 2014, with coach Michael Marham's side having won at Bishop Park 3 times, the last being a 40-18 victory in 2017. The Hunters are currently at the bottom of the ladder and the only side in the competition without a victory in what is turning into a tough year for Michael Marham's side. Also, just a quick one for the Ase Boas and Michael Marham, who also received Logo Who Awards on Wednesday at Government House. So congratulations to the pair. In soccer news, National Soccer League champions Toddy City play Auckland City in the Oceania Football Confederation Champions League semi-final in Auckland today. The Lay Club qualified from Group A behind New Caledonia's Hahinge Sport with a win and 2 draws, securing Peter Gunemba's side a date with Group A's top finisher, Auckland. Toddy City have some of PNG's best players, most notably captain and striker Raymond Gunemba and wing Nigel Dabinyaba. A win over Auckland would see the Morabians get one step closer to qualifying for the FIFA Club World Cup at a date yet to be named by the world body. Hikari United became the first PNG team to qualify for the Club World Cup when they won the OFC Club Championship in 2009. And in rugby union, the Palais got off to a winning start against host nation Hong Kong with a 22-14 victory to kick off their Hong Kong Sevens campaign in style. They then did it comfortably in the second match against Uganda with a 32-0 scoreline. However, were denied a clean sweep by Kenya, who beat our girls 2010 to wrap up action on day 1 on Thursday. 2 wins were enough to get the team to the quarterfinals yesterday. However, our girls went down to Scotland in that match 36-12. And as history would have it, this was the same stage we were eliminated in last year. And to overnight NRL scores so far this weekend, the Roosters made light work of the Brisbane Broncos on Thursday night at the Sydney Cricket Ground, disposing of them 36 points to 4, while last night the Warriors secured victory at home over the Gold Coast Titans 26 points to 10, and over at Oakey Jubilee Stadium. The first Golden Point match of the season took place when Penrith Panthers beat the West Tigers 9 points to 8, thanks to a Nathan Cleary field goal in Golden Point time. And that's the sports headlines for this morning, Ikea.
Thanks, Peter. The goal kicking from the Tigers cost them in the end, but closer to home, hopefully the Hunters register their first win for the season against the North Devils. Where do you think it's falling apart at the moment?
Well, there's a lot of places that the Hunters are struggling to come up to the level in the Q Cup, but I think basically they need to score more points, and that should see them get a win. It's going to be tough at Bishop Park this evening, but fingers crossed we get a win after a long time. It'll be good.
We're the only team that hasn't won so far.
Absolutely.
All right, now to the weather. Good morning, Richard McGay.
Good morning, Tez. Look, the weather for this weekend for the whole country is pretty dismal. Showers forecasted throughout. To the southern region, Port Moresby, it'll be like every day of the week so far. Starts off fine and then gets dismal during the afternoon and thunderstorms. Daru, there'll be showers. Look, it'll be cloudy all throughout the southern region. And you'll look at maybe rain during the afternoon. Popondetta, widely spread thunderstorms. Up to Ley, you're looking at morning showers, bit cloudy. Wewak, Vanimo, and Popondetta. Sorry, not Popondetta. Wewak, Vanimo, bit rainy as always. It'll clear up around 4 or 5 in the afternoon for Vanimo. And up to the New Guinea Islands, showers all throughout. There'll be thunderstorms during the morning around KVang. It'll be a bit humid in Kimbe, and again, rain in the afternoons. And up all the way to the Highlands Province. Highlands Provinces, you're looking at foggy weather during the morning, scattered showers throughout the region. Kundiao may have some rain in the afternoon. Wabeg will definitely have rains in the afternoon, but otherwise, yeah, pretty dismal all throughout the weekend. And that's the weather for us this weekend. Thanks.
Thanks, Rich. That's the news, sports and weather to get us underway this morning. Taz, what a show we have today.
Absolutely, Alex. It is huge. We're catching up with hip-hop dance crew One Squad, who are preparing for New Zealand. CEO of Em Stret Limited, Miss Vani Nades, is joining us this morning to talk about all the good work they're doing in the communities at the moment. And Alex, we had a group outing this week that we would like to show our viewers. We went to the PlayStation. a new indoor playground and trampoline park in Port Moresby. A great place, great fun. Your kids will love it.
Definitely looking forward to it. Also, Taz, Jessica Lam from Palm Nature Park is joining us for our panel discussion this morning as we are discussing policing the environment. This is an extension of this discussion from last week on the need to ban plastic shopping bags.
Yeah, and to lighten the mood, we're going to give you the top wedding songs of all time. Last week we showed you the top 10 scenic locations in PNG to get married. Today we're going to give you the music to go with it. How about that? We got you covered.
Stay tuned. We're off for a break. When we come back, we're dancing hip-hop with One Squad. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Now, Ike's One Squad, PNG's very own hip-hop dance crew, heading off to New Zealand.
Yes, Taz, this dance crew will be the first ever from PNG to take part at an international dance competition. Pian Ning, member of the Academy of Brothers and now One Squad's coach, discovered the 5 talents back in 2018 and has been mentoring them since. I was lucky enough to grab an interview with them before they leave for New Zealand to compete in the Hip Hop International South Pacific Islands National Qualifying Competition. This is their interview. Take a look. Firstly, just tell us a bit about yourself and your history with dance.
Cool. My name's Pian. I'm from Brisbane, Australia. I used to dance for a team called Academy of Brothers. We've been together for 15 years and I've just recently moved back to Papua New Guinea to work for my father's company. I've represented Australia at several competitions in America. Probably the highest ranked we've came was, I think, 3rd at Body Rock International. One Squad is a group I came across last year in 2018.
My name is David and I'm from Central Province. I'm turning 24 this year.
First of all, my name is Fred. So actually, it's Frederick Matthew. I'm experienced age of Central Milne Bay and I'm 25 years old.
My name is Joel Matthew Vane and I'm from Central Province.
So how did you guys come up with the name One Squad?
Me and my coach Pian Ning had a thought about it and I thought that we could come up with a name like unique and simple.
Just PNG, doesn't matter where you're from or what color skin you are, as long as we're all one.
Well, One Squad is like whether you're from another province, we all come together and we represent one country, and that's Papua New Guinea.
One Squad, I guess that was on them. That was for a name they came up with. The meaning for them was to represent not just one province but for all, and I think it's a very meaningful name for them, and they are now representing the country and just for the whole dance community here.
What does dancing mean to you and what do you like to teach the guys through dancing?
So dancing means, right now I've experienced a lot through dance. I've danced for 15 years, so right now what it's meaning for me is I wanted to give it back. I've taken a lot of experiences and journeys and a lot of memories. I think for me now is to build platforms, opportunities for other dancers and just to give back to the community. Nothing in return, but just simply giving back.
It's a privilege and honor of us to help Pian here because he's the only one that has this experience and he went through all these things before us, so it's a great honor for him to be here to help us.
So yes, I'm teaching One Squad, not really teaching, but I'm mentoring and coaching through their routine that they're preparing for HHI South Pacific. I'm not only teaching them just dance and just mentoring them through dance, I'm also trying to teach them life skills, just to come to a safe space and just to be able to, you know, figure out how life is. And obviously it isn't simple, and we're going through hard struggles, and that is everyone in this world.
Well, dance means to me a lot. Like, example, like when I'm not schooling or when I'm not playing sports, like that, I always come, go inside the room, just put on the earpiece and start dancing. Just release all the stress and everything.
Dancing it keeps us out of trouble, keeps us busy. Like for me, I work, but I'm dancing there to keep me motivated, fit, and like if we all have troubles, that's the only place we can go, our dance family, and take it all just to dance and just release everything.
Dancing means a lot to me, especially like keeps me away from trouble and stuff, and disciplines me and builds me like with confidence. And it's just I learned a lot from dance through life and stuff.
So you're leaving for New Zealand in 2 weeks' time. What has rehearsals been like?
When we start off our rehearsals, we open it with a word of prayer. Then we go for a run, come back straight, we do some stretching, then we get straight into our rehearsals. It's really hard for us individually, and like Pian is mentoring us, and he's been pushing us to our limits, and we've been working so hard. And I know that one day our hard work will pay off at the end of the day.
It's really tough for us, but it's something new, but we're pushing, trying our best.
Rehearsals have been crazy. I've put them on a 4 to 5 day rehearsals in a week. They're rehearsing for about 17 to 20 hours during the week. It isn't easy. I guess, doing formations, doing mixes, doing choreography, and just getting the tight routine synchronized is a mission. So I think for them to put on the yards, put in the time, put in the effort, it's going to go a long way. And obviously, better outcomes will come if they push hard and they work hard. And I think it'd be a great idea, like now that the Olympics 2024 have accepted breakdancing as a sport. So I think it'd be a great idea to get amongst it now and support the dancing world so we can prepare a team to go to Olympics in 2024 and represent Papua New Guinea.
And finally, what can we expect from One Squad?
One Squad, you're going to expect some crazy energy, some expressions that not everyone will expect them coming from. We're trying to do 4 genres, so they're doing a gangster routine, a feminine routine, a breakdancing routine, and a gimmick of adding our cultural aspects to it.
Thanks.
No worries. Naji, stay high.
Wow, Ike's awesome interview. Love the music in the background, and awesome, awesome work by Pian. And we wish all the best to the boys when they get to New Zealand.
Yes, we do. And in more entertainment news, April is turning out to be a big month with a lot of things happening. Not only is the long Easter weekend fast approaching, and also Anzac Day on the 25th, kicking off the weekend on the 13th of April, and a great lead up before the Avengers Endgame premieres at the end of the month. Over at the National Football Stadium, they will be running the Avengers Movie Marathon from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. the next morning. Non-stadium members, it's 20 kina for adults members, 10 kina, and all children, 10 kina. Speaking of movies, on the 11th, from the producers of Girls Trip and Night School comes Little, which stars Issa Rae, Masai Martin, and the ever-illustrious Regina Hall, best known for her award-winning roles in Love and Basketball, The Best Man, and its sequel, The Best Man Holiday. Think Like a Man, and of course, Girls Trip. Now onto the movie Little, a ruthless tech mogul miraculously transforms into a child version of herself, which gives her a chance to relive the carefree life of her younger self. What she gets up to, you have to watch to find out. It's a fantasy comedy inspired by the film Big, and just a little insight, the idea for this film came from Masai Martin. Not only does she act in the movie, but at the age of 14, she's the youngest person to ever hold the title as an executive producer on a major Hollywood production. April 14th, the Motlop Culture Fest will be held at the Sir John Guy Stadium Showground. Go along for some traditional foods, be entertained by the cultural performances from the Motlop Islanders, and as well as artist performance from Archie Tazi, Christione, and Side K, to name a few. Tickets are on sale. To purchase, please take note of the phone numbers on your screen. News on the industry front: after a 44-year career in media, Radio Australia's Caroline Tiraman, who was attached to the Radio Australia's Talk Piston service for 40 years, this week hung up her headphones. At the age of 16, she left her village in Rabaul, moved to Port Moresby, and with the help of a careers guidance officer, secured a job, which then led to her move down to Australia at the age of 23. Joining Radio Australia's Talk Piston service, where she became a host for the One Talk program on Radio Australia. This week was her last week with the radio broadcaster, and you can read more about Caroline's story posted on MTV online platform by Scott Wyder. And that's all with entertainment.
Thanks. And congratulations to Miss Caroline Tiraman from all of us here at MTV on a wonderful career in radio broadcasting, 44 years. Wow, that's special. There's only one guy I know that's got more, 47 years. He works right here, our chief engineer, Demas Keta. So, I think Demas remains as the only one. He's probably still sleeping.
All right, we're going for a quick break. When we come back, we're talking to Miss Vani Nades from Em Stret Limited. She joins us on the panel. You're watching Good Morning PNG. Stay with us. Welcome back. All right, joining us on the panel right now is the CEO for Em Stret Limited, Miss Vani Nades. Welcome, Vani.
Good morning to you, Aki. How are you all?
Very well, thank you. Firstly, Vani, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on your recent win at the WOW Awards.
Thank you.
And also, more recently, opening up an eSpace hub for SMEs at Gordon's. Tell us more about Em Stret Limited, firstly.
Well, Em Stret Limited, we're an internet service provider in Papua New Guinea, and I think we do internet connections through Reset. And recently, we are now connected on fiber with Data Core, so we have two services through Reset and the cable. So purely, we more focus on connecting, giving access to rural communities, and especially the schools, because what we want to do is give access to internet connections to the rural people out there who are always left behind. So that's basically our core focus right now. Not only that, but we do various things under the organizations, which we have the co-working hub that we recently launched just recently. And we opened a little CEO pizza. So if you want pizza, make sure you contact us to deliver you pizza this morning too.
Absolutely, that you should have told us before that.
Yes,
do you do pizza at 6 a.m. on Saturdays?
Oh yes.
That's sorted there.
We can organize that.
You've done a lot of charity work as well in some villages. Tell us about that.
Apart from doing business, we also have a charity arm that we call it Voices for Villages Foundation, Inc. And of course, my heart is always in the village all the time, because I grew up in the village and I want to give back to the people and the kids in the village especially. So our charity is focused around health, education, water, sanitation and other things that we think that we can be able to help the communities back in the villages. So we also build schools too.
Busy.
Yeah.
Look, housing is a big thing in Mosby. It's really hard to find properties and stuff like that. I hear that Em Stret is also in the property space.
Oh yeah, I think when I was working full time 20 years ago in the education space, actually invested in the property. So when I left my formal employment, that was a big help for me, which I just went into living in one and renting the others out to actually put income back into the business. Yes.
Vani, you were in Canberra recently with a group of PNG women. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, it was a really fantastic trip, and we were very lucky enough to be selected by the Australian government, through the DFAT. There were a group of, women that we got selected, and we were 9 days in Australia. So we went to Sydney, Canberra, and then Brisbane. So there was like a line of meetings that we met with Australian influential women and men there, and it was a great, discussion that we had. And more so, people-to-people connection and collaborations on how they can be able to help us, in Papua New Guinea, in whatever space that, we do here in PNG. So the women that we traveled to Australia, we were in different working spaces, some were in, gender-based violence, some were in research, and some were in professional women, and just myself, being an entrepreneur. So there were various people that we met, and I think, we went straight into business, what they can do to help us. So, they told us, if you don't ask, you don't get it. So we were on the table asking closing deals. So some of them might be coming to PNG, which is really exciting.
Canberra in March, still cold?
Oh, yes, it was cold. It was cold. I had to put up with it.
Now, being an SME, what's one of your major challenges when doing business here?
Well, major challenge is basically the business is not conducive for small, medium to enterprises, and there are no opportunities to, for SMEs to help. Basically the rentals, the internet is very expensive. So through our internet, we want to provide cheap, internet services for our SMEs. And the struggles that I went through, I don't want others to find that, problem as well. So we try to do things to help others as well, and then we all grow together. So there are huge challenges for SMEs, but I guess, when we collaborate and work together, I'm sure we can achieve a lot of things together.
Do you find more SMEs working together in recent times?
Recently, so we are promoting, so we actually are being very vocal about local-to-local business collaborations because, someone having trouble, the other might have solutions for. So we try to connect them together so they create business within themselves. So I guess there's a lot of young people, doing business for themselves, but we need to make sure that there is support system mechanisms for them to help them grow as well. So yeah, it's been an exciting journey, very challenging too. It's not easy, but I guess we had to really push the boundaries and challenge the status quo, so get out there to make things happen.
Yeah, you'll never know till you start. What's the end game for Em Stret Limited? What's your focus is on rural and SMEs. What do you want to see in 5 years?
Oh, in 5 years' time, I would like to see that, everybody is successful in doing, things for themselves and creating those platforms where they can be able to leverage on to help themselves. So through Em Stret, when we do business, we also have community at heart. So whatever we do, we want to help people. So being, a community person, I love helping people. So I think at the end of it all, I want to see somebody excelling in whatever that he or she does.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Finally, if someone wants to get in touch with Em Stret Limited,
Yes.
how do they go about it?
Well, we're on Facebook, and of course I'm on Facebook. That's the main, contact, easy contact, to reach us. And we also have our website as well. You can go on, and our office lines are 325-8425, and you can call us and contact us. It's not hard to find me. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Vani, for waking up so early to be with us this morning.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
And we wish you all the best with Em Stret Limited. Now, if you have something you would like to share about the show or comment on one of our stories this morning, please feel free to via our social pages. You can go to our Facebook page, Good Morning PNG, and post your comments there. And you can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. We always receive a lot of comments, mostly for Peter, and he's great work in interviewing sports stars, which is great, so keep them coming.
Now, Taz, last week we showed some exquisite venues in PNG to hold your wedding, and as promised this week, we've got the top wedding music of all time, played during weddings and the top songs played for the first dance.
As Mr. and Mrs. here. What was your first dance? And let's bring back some memories if you're watching this morning, and let's make some new ones. Hopefully the list we have might just help you out. Here we go.
I can't even read
Can't help falling in love. There you go. This I Promise You. Ronan Keating, Amazed, You're Everything by Keith Urban. I mean, I think country singers feature mostly in these love songs.
Did you say top 10? Because there are more than 10 now.
We're going top
33
one.
now.
We're going back. We're winding the clock back.
And there's a hopeless romantic somewhere out there that's written all this.
Is that your list?
I don't know why anyone would dance to marriage. It's no celebration.
Always going to have the cynic, huh?
Well, there you go. No real surprises there, and hope that helps in your planning. We're off for a break now. On the other side, more news, sports, and weather. Don't go anywhere. This is Good Morning PNG.
Welcome back. We go straight to the news headlines. Here's Mirabatula.
Thanks, Taz. Morning again, everyone. Let's take a look at the news headlines. At 6:30 a.m., a total of 188 students graduated at the APTC yesterday. They received certificates with Australian Standard Technical Skills. Australian High Commissioner to Papua New Guinea, Bruce Davis, stressed on the importance of these technical and vocational skills. He said the program is important in education in regards to technical vocational training. The graduates received Australian technical qualifications in courses ranging from construction to engineering, tourism and leadership management. Senior statesman Semoyave also presented certificates to the graduates on Friday. Up to 780 people graduated from the University of Technology on Friday as well in postgraduate and undergraduate levels. Also included were students from the Unitec Daytech Learning Centre. Keynote speaker and Minister for Higher Education Pila Niningi told them the institution has a reputation of producing some of the graduates that are the best in the world, and this has to be maintained.
This university gives you the chance to make an outstanding success of your career and thus influence your personal and professional life.
Moving on, a cleaner, cheaper form of energy is expected to help Papua New Guinean households make the most of waste materials while keeping costs down. A new biogas project established at the University of Natural Resources and Environment in Eastern Britain Province is still in its infancy stage. At the UNRE, research is being carried out to determine if the gas is viable to be used in PNG as an alternative of a source of energy. It is a joint research between the UNRE, the Cocoa Board and the Australian National University. It is hoped this technology could one day be used right across PNG.
Domestic uses in cooking food at the house, boiling water, all that. And also you have the byproduct, which is the organic matter that comes out, fertilizing the crops. So it improves crop production very much in terms of organic matter from the byproduct.
And finally, there is a complete liquor ban in the Southern Highlands Province. Provincial Administrator Joseph Kajetan, who is the chairman of the Provincial Liquor Licensing Commission, admitted errors in issuing licenses to Kiburu Lodge and Clive Steel Club in Mendi. Kajetan said the Provincial Executive Council and the Provincial Assembly's decision to ban alcohol in the province still stands. The trading licenses are being revoked and are now null and void. The ban covers hotels, taverns, clubs, wholesalers and retailers. Kajetan says police will arrest those smuggling or trading alcohol in the Southern Highlands Province. And that's the news at 6:30 a.m. Back to you.
Thanks, Maribel. Good reminder of the time there, mate.
And now for the sports, it's morning to Peter Purcell.
Thanks again, Ike. In rugby league, the PNG Hunters head into today's round 5 Intra-Super Cup clash with the North Devils in Brisbane, desperate to claim their first win of the 2019 season. The Hunters are currently at the bottom of the ladder and the only side in the competition without a victory in what is turning into a tough year for Michael Marham's side. In rugby union, the PNG Palais finished their Hong Kong Sevens tournament, reaching the quarterfinals, buying out to Scotland 36-12 yesterday. Scotland went on to meet eventual winners Brazil in the final. In soccer news, National Soccer League champions Toddy City played Auckland City in the Oceania Football Confederation Champions League semi-final in Auckland today. A win over Auckland would see the Moravians get one step closer to qualifying for the FIFA Club World Cup. And finally, NRL scores overnight. Thursday night saw the Roosters do it comfortably over the Brisbane Broncos, 36 points to 4, while last night the Warriors won at home against the Titans, 26-10. And our first Golden Point match of the season took place at Oakey Jubilee Stadium when the Penrith Panthers came from behind to beat the West Tigers 9 points to 8. Those are the sports headlines for this morning.
Thanks, Peter. And a big match for Toddy City today is to see if they can advance, hopefully to emulate what Hickory did 10 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. We're fingers crossed. It's taking place, I think, around 3 p.m. our time. So we wish Peter Ganemba and his side, Raymond Ganemba, is leading that team, and Nigel Dabinyaba. I think they've got something special for those Auckland boys.
All the best to them. And now for a brief look at the weather. Morning again to Richard McGay.
Morning, Taz. Just a quick regional update for the from the National Weather Service. From the southern region, Momase and NGI, there'll be scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Look, during the day it'll be fine in the southern region, then it'll get a bit, dark and probably storms in the afternoon. Same with Momase. Leh will be probably a bit fine during the morning, but that'll be right. In the highlands, there'll be scattered thundery showers and areas of rain. There'll be obviously fog in the morning like there always is. But yeah, besides that, everyone try to keep warm, stay out of the rain. Pneumonia is a killer, so yeah. But that's about it. Back to you, Taz.
I love the rain, Rich. Can't wait for it. All right, stay with us. When we come back, Jessica Lam from Palm Nature Park joins in our panel discussion on policing the environment. This is Good Morning PNG. See you shortly.
Welcome back, and as mentioned before the break, our next guest is joining us for our panel discussion about policing the environment, more specifically the marine environment. It's a good morning to Jessica Lam from Palm Nature Park. Morning, Jess. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
All right, now before we get to you, Jess, last week we discussed the need for the banning of plastic bags in PNG. The damage that 8 million tons of plastic does in the sea throughout the globe is just horrendous. We've got some shots here of plastic waste in PNG along our coastal towns and cities that eventually make their way into our oceans.
The discussion this morning is on policing the environment, the marine environment, and the damage we can cause to our marine life when we try to make man-made changes to it or overuse it.
Which the case in point is Thailand, the Maya beach.
This beach has now been closed since June last year simply because of too many tourists, about 4,000 a day. The reason? The film by Leonardo DiCaprio back in the year 2000, and ever since then, tourists from all around the world have visited this beach, and the process disturbed the marine life and the coral reefs.
In the past, we will make some mistake because we think that money is very important. But now we are trying to change our idea. But the most important thing is our natural resource that we have to preserve.
Yeah, so that beach is now closed till the coral reefs and the rest of the marine life recovers naturally. I think the thing that gets me actually is the film was made in the year 2000 and is now 2019, nearly 20 years later. We've realized the demise of the marine life, but I'm sure they have their own reasons.
That's right. Now, Tez, back home, the Department of Environment and Conservation says about 3% of the country's total land area is currently under some form of protected status. There are 4 national parks, 3 provincial parks, 27 wildlife management areas, and a number of sanctuaries and other conservation areas.
Yeah, and the thing is, all of the existing protected areas are on land. Coastal and marine protection has only recently become a priority issue. But, you know, despite this, as we said last week, you and I can help in our own way by not using plastic bags.
Yeah, PNG is not immune to the global war on preserving our marine environment. Now, Jess, you did a beach cleanup recently. Tell us how many people were involved and what sort of rubbish is along the beaches these days.
Hi, yeah, we did there was 2 weekends ago. We did a big cleanup down at Ella Beach, so nice and sort of central for everybody to come down to. We had about 30 really enthusiastic people that were there by 7 a.m. in the morning and worked in the sun for a couple of hours collecting rubbish. We collected about 40 big plastic bags full of rubbish, and the most common items were drink bottles and drink cans, so your Coke bottles, your Coke cans, other soft drink bottles, water bottles, plastic bags, plastic straws, reusable cutlery, or single-use cutlery, sorry, I should say, yeah.
Happening right on our doorsteps.
So you have a trash treasure program that's happening. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, actually, it's coming up in June at the nature park, so I can't say too much. It's sort of a bit of a secret at the moment.
Let it out, come on.
But it'll be a big, new, exciting event for the park, and it will be unlike anything that PNG has seen. But basically, we're going to be turning all of the trash that we collect into something pretty amazing. Yeah.
Just finally, the war is real, as you've just mentioned,
It is.
all the rubbish that's in our waterways out in the oceans. How can people at home police the environment better? I mean, what can they do?
Yeah, so pretty much I think it's about taking responsibility for your own rubbish, not leaving it up to the authorities or anybody else who might not have the resources or the funding to do so. So when you're down at the beach, take all your rubbish away with you. Either take it home or use the bins that are provided. I know down at Ella Beach there's quite a lot of bins. There's a movement going around the world called Take 3 for the Sea. So basically every time you go down to the beach, you not only take your own rubbish away, but you collect 3 pieces of somebody else's.
I understand the Pom Nature Park has done something. I think you've done away with plastic bags in your operations. Can you just explain?
In 2018, I think it was, or 17, I'm not sure. We got rid of using plastic bags. So we now use paper bags basically to hand out things, and the cafe there, Nature's Cafe, have also done away with plastic straws.
Okay.
So we all use reusable straws now.
Excellent.
As well.
And Mary was asking before about the snake pen. Is it open?
Not quite
My son's so
yet.
excited about it, yeah.
Everyone's first question, but it's coming soon, very soon.
Well, Jess, thank you so much for coming on the show, and we wish you and Pom Nature Park all the best, and hopefully we see you soon on the show.
Excellent. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, we're off for our final break. When we come back, it's time for our team outing to the PlayStation. Stay with us.
2 lanes of basketball, climbing wall, rope, high bounce fence. 2 lanes of basketball, climbing wall, rope, high bounce fence.
Welcome back. Now, Ike's, we had a little team outing on Wednesday. We went to the PlayStation. The new place that officially opens its doors last Saturday to the public, but we went along on Wednesday and had a look.
Yeah, and it was so much fun, except Mariba couldn't join us because he was busy working.
Yeah, some of us have to work for a living.
Always the news guy. He always goes to work.
Take a look.
Well, we're meant to meet here.
Oh,
PlayStation, remember? Yeah.
It's the PlayStation.
Have you seen the guys?
What?
Just yourself?
Aren't they here?
I don't know. Let's go and take a look.
Yeah, let's go find out.
You get 2 marks for browsing console and mouse. Excellent. Thank you, Joe. Excellent. You got an A. Both you got A's. The students, they have teachers. Do my best. You missed it.
Did you see what he just did?
Scott, congratulations on the opening of the PlayStation. How's it been?
Good, Taz. It's been really busy so far, eh? So,
yeah. Tell us about it. What's inside here?
So, PlayStation as a whole has got a food station inside. So we've got lovely new Subway-style food. So we're calling it Food Station Subs. Plus a deli roast. So you come get a hot beef, hot pork sandwich or a roast.
That's me all over that.
Oh, it's delicious. Done.
And then the other two elements that inside Kiddie Clubhouse and the trampoline?
Yeah, so Kiddie Clubhouse is a playground. So we've got 4 levels for 3 to 12-year-olds. And then we've got a toddlers, so it's under 5s and under. And so a nice soft play area for them to away from the bigger kids. Trampoline park, so it's called 360 Trampoline Park. And there's a dodgeball court, 2 lanes of basketball, climbing wall, foam pit, high bounce tramps. For the playground, under 12 months is free, and then 12 months to 12 years for the playground. Trampoline park is 3 years to your age, mate.
Scott, when you deal with children, safety is a big element. So the safety features of this place?
Yeah, mate, safety is important to us, eh? So when you come for the first time, you sign a waiver form. That lasts 12 months, and then each and every time you come, you watch a safety video. So it's 3 minutes long, and once you understand all the safety rules, then you get a stamp and you're good to go. We've got safety officers that are stationed throughout, so there's about 10 of them that are on at one time, and we also have a St. John's on site here.
If people want to book the venue, can they, or?
Yeah, so we've got upstairs, we've got as a VIP level. So during the week, it's a kids club, so it's like a daycare kids club, and that's done by concession card. So you just purchase a number that you want, and each and every time you come, you just scan your card and you're in. That's midweek, and then weekends we've got birthday rooms. So there's 3 rooms upstairs. You book a room for 90 minutes, and the pricing includes your 1 hour on the tram park, unlimited play on the playground, the VIP room, VIP access into the playground. Choose your theme for your room. Yeah.
Scott, congratulations on a lovely place and fun for the kids and also the Port Moresby residents.
Thanks, mate.
There you go, the PlayStation at Waigani.
That was such a workout.
That was such a workout, Pete. I'm surprised the trampoline didn't break, mate. Go along and have a look for yourself. You can see how much fun we had. I think we left Shaz there, actually.
I think we did. All right, that's it. What a show. Big thanks to our guests this morning, One Squad, Vani Nades, Jessica Lam, and Scott Osborne, and the team at the PlayStation. A big thank you to G Cafe, who will be bringing our breakfast this morning. Yeah. Thank you.
It's on its way. We've got another great show for you next Saturday. Leon Gawi, the ambassador, is back with the Brian Perry product grab. Mariba, you got an exclusive with the president of the Autonomous Region of Bogle, Mr. John Mommis. How was that?
That was good. I actually had a sit down with him at his house in Buin, so we'll show that next week.
And you're going again next week.
Yeah, and I won't be here next week, so got to work. News people, we're always busy.
Yeah, someone's working. So this is the second of a 2-part interview. He's gone back to the recovery.
Our panel discussion is on the extinction of wildlife disrupting the eco-balance, while we check out some ideas for employee incentives.
There's plenty of employee incentives around the place. That's all coming up next Saturday. Make sure you join us.
And just before we close, our thoughts and prayers with a colleague in the industry, Lester Hakelitz, and his wife, Badia Mamai. The daughter, Hazel, had been battling aplastic anemia for the last 7 months, with Lester and the family embarking on various fundraising drives in the past few months. Sadly, Hazel passed away on Friday. So from the Good Morning PNG team, our sincere condolences and our thoughts and prayers as well with the family of another former colleague, Wendy Katusele, a former journalist with EMTV News who covered mostly sport and was a regular at the softball Diamonds. So condolences to the families of both Hazel and Wendy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think she did some work with National as well.
Yes, she did. She actually was with me at the sports desk for a while, so yeah.
And a good friend of the media industry, Wendy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hasn't been a good time for the media fraternity lately. We've had like a few colleagues pass away, so it all goes down to living a healthy lifestyle now.
Yeah, and lifestyle diseases, and also thoughts with Leicester, as Mariba mentioned, for little Hazel.
Yeah, I think Richard and I went for a few fundraising drives a few times. So
yeah, we normally had them on a Saturday. It's really heartbreaking, I can't imagine how he's feeling. Losing a child is extremely, painful, and all our thoughts with Lester and his family. Poor girl.
All right, seldom we leave on a sad note, but on to Peter, the Hunters this afternoon. How do you think they'll go?
Well, fingers crossed, fans will always be back in the Hunters, and regardless of how they go, as long as the boys put in 100% effort, that's all we can ask from them.
His return last week, he had some good patches, but he also...
He's warming up. I think he'll get into his stride this game and probably next game. So I'm just hoping the boy that's next to him, Justin Yoka, my boy, backs him up. And
the 20-year-old.
The oldest looking 20-year-old I ever saw, but I hope he does well.
So that's the Hunters this afternoon. 0-4 so far.
That's right.
They'll go against North Devils, and the last time they played was in Lae, last year.
Yes,
on
and
the
we got
country
a win
round.
there.
And we got that, so that's all happening. Mariba, we spoke about the biogas project you covered up at UNRE. Another great thing for the industry.
Oh yeah, well it's interesting. You've got biogas on the one hand, but then you've got the government trying to push coal on the other hand. So we need to find a balance. Look for the cleaner, cheaper energy. Yeah.
And also the Dubberies and Cutters, Pete, the Digital Cup got underway. The launch on Thursday. Was it Thursday?
Yeah, the elephant in the room, we kind of missed that one, but the the Digital Cup kicks off tomorrow across the country. We have a doubleheader here in Port Moresby, the ISO versus the Miox game 1 at the NFS, 1 o'clock tomorrow. 3 o'clock we have the Vipers versus the, who are the Vipers playing? They're playing the Gurias, there you go. That's going to be a pretty good game.
Who's the sports person?
But in Kimbe, at Sasi Muthuwel Stadium, the Central Tabari are travelling over. Central's very own Digital Cup team playing the first game of the semi-professional league against the Kimbe Cutters, who are also making their debut. So I think all the fans in West New Britain are going to be crowding into that stadium to watch what happens there.
Ike's interview on Thursday night with Psyche, great interview. Watch the Elite Music Zone on Thursday night.
Thank you. He's nominated for 3 categories for the PNG Music Awards. So he's going to have some performances, and he's planning on doing a Volume 2 album, guys. He's going to release it same time next year.
Is it Volume 2 Greatest Hits?
Always respect for the guys that release albums. And one of the things I caught out in that interview was his encouragement to other artists, instead of releasing singles, to come with albums, because that's when you see the full range of the artist, as opposed to releasing songs week by week, and you get a different take on the artist. All right, kind of like Westlife when they make their return. So Rich will grab that CD after this, all right? All right, Mariba, safe travels. You're off next week.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Please think of us wherever you are. Pete, go the Hunters this afternoon. Go the Dubberies tomorrow.
Yeah.
Richie, raining all weekend and
Raiders, mate, Raiders.
You smashed it. Well done. Too easy, mate.
and the Panthers.
And the Penny Panthers. All right, that's it for Good Morning PNG this Saturday morning. We'll catch you again next Saturday, bright and early at 6 a.m. From all us here, have a great weekend.